Why do I need to do this recognition thing? Isn't their paycheck the recognition enough? Many leaders avoid recognizing their people when in fact it's the easiest thing that we can do to be able to increase the engagement of our teams and our organizations. So today we're going to talk about the role that recognition plays in increasing engagement. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a process to understand the real value that recognition plays in our relationships and help you understand that it's much deeper than you ever thought before. I'm going to share the statistics of the difference that it makes for our organizations and for engagement, and I'm going to share some simple tips that you can use to get better at it so you can make the difference that you want to make. I'm Chris Littlefield, and I have spent the last 15 years training leaders at top companies around the world, from L'Oreal to Chevron to the Lebanese Postal Service to social workers in LA, on how to have the conversations that matter most to their people. And one of those is how to recognize people. And the reason why I often focus on recognition is it's the simplest thing that we can do that will make the most difference and the most profound difference on employees' experience at work. Yet many leaders avoid doing it. So in order to get you present to the role that recognition plays in a relationship, I want you to think for a second about your own experience. I want you to think of the experience of working for a leader that you feel really values you. Now, I've been asking this question in my workshops and in my trainings for years, and people go around and share, I feel like I can do anything. I take risks, I show up, I do my best work, I don't dread coming to work. And then I want you to reflect on what's the experience of working for someone that you don't feel values you at all. Dread, hell, I want to vomit on Sunday nights. I hate going to work. And have you ever noticed too that when you don't feel valued, that email that should take 5 minutes to write ends up taking you 5 hours? And the other thing that's important to remember is that when we feel valued, we relate to feedback as a contribution. And when we don't feel valued, that same message coming from that same person occurs as criticism, or even worse, it occurs as an attack. And so on a personal level, you've probably had both experiences. An experience where you felt completely valued and an experience where you didn't feel valued at all. And think about how that impacted your performance. And so recognition and those small signals that we send to people every day is one of the key things in generating that experience where someone feels valued at work. As we talk about engagement, I want to share one really important distinction, and one mistake that many people make is many people make the mistake of thinking that engagement is some result that we produce from one-off actions. We give out a gift card, we award points, we have a pizza party, we have an employee appreciation event, and then people all of a sudden are going to be more engaged. But that's because people are making the mistake of thinking that engagement is a result that we produce, where engagement is actually a status that we have to earn and we have to maintain. And so like trust is not something, we need more trust. Trust is actually a result. And so based on our actions over time, someone decides whether they grant us the status of being trustworthy. And engagement and putting in our extra effort in caring and being committed to the organization is a status that we earn from our people on the way that we treat them ongoingly over time. Now, what are the actions that actually earn that status? Well, of course, by the way, the thing I want to call out is pay. It doesn't matter if you don't pay your people fairly, if they don't have a livable wage, nothing you do is going to make a difference. And I've seen many organizations like, here's a $15 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Yes, but you pay me $10 an hour and I can't live on that. It's not going to make a difference. Does anyone still make $10 an hour? I don't even know if that's the minimum wage. But anyway, so it doesn't matter. So if you're not paying people fairly, if they don't have the benefits so they can live their life and live their life well, nothing you do is going to make a difference. But if we have that base in there, it's those signals that let people know that we value who they are and what they contribute each day that makes a difference. And the way that we deliver on that is through recognition. Now, we've talked about the emotional side of recognition the role it plays. Now let's actually share the data and the research that backs it up. Leaders who were ranked by their people, and this is really important, their people said they were great at recognizing them, who were in the top 10% for recognizing their people, their engagement scores were at nearly 70%. However, managers who are ranked in the bottom 10%, their engagement scores were in the bottom 27th percentile. So managers who are great at recognizing their people have more engaged teams. And what's most important, because we see all the results from Gallup and Towers, Watson, Perlin, or whatever their name is these days, when we see the engagement scores, it's higher profitability, lower absenteeism, which makes sense. When people feel recognized, they stick around. And here's the thing. You as a manager account for 70% of the variance in that employee's level of engagement based on the little things that you're doing every day. Recognition being foundational and appreciation also being foundational as well. Now let's talk about the elements of recognition that actually make the biggest difference on engagement. Now, if you look at Gallup's Q12, the 12 things that are most critical to the engagement of our people, well, one is, do I feel recognized in the last 7 days? Does someone seem to care about me as a person? Does someone seem to care about my growth and my development? The way that we deliver on those things is through recognition. Now, it's not by using our rewards and awards program. So it's not the points that we give out, and it's not the award nominations. Those are nice things that happen in those small moments, like I was sharing earlier. It's not those one-off things that create that ongoing status of engagement. It's the little things that we do every day. It's that appreciating the person, that saying good morning, how are you doing? It's, hey, I know your kid was sick the other day, how are they doing? And following up with them. It's remembering people's birthdays and work anniversaries and how much they have on their plate so you don't put more and overload them and burn them out. It's acknowledging the circumstances. Hey, thanks for coming in when it's cold outside. Or hey, I know we're down staff and you just covered 3 extra shifts. Thank you for doing that. Hey, I know we just had a huge software change and you're trying to adapt to do that and still do your same work. Acknowledging the circumstances they're working in. And then lastly, recognizing effort and progress. Hey, it's not just rewarding when someone produces the result, but recognizing them along the way. Hey, thanks for coming in and doing that work. I get that you're really moving forward. Thanks for all the progress we made on this the other day. Thanks for meeting with the client when I couldn't show up the other day. Thanks for all the effort you put into preparing for this. It's recognizing all the effort and progress along the way. So the one thing that we can do that takes the least amount of time and has the biggest impact on the engagement of employee are those day-to-day moments where we show people that we see them, we acknowledge them for who they are, what they contribute, and the difference they make. So in the end, if you want to know what really makes a difference on the engagement of employee, it's recognition. It's those little things that we do every day to send those signals to people that we value who they are and what they contribute. Now, do you want to help leaders in your organization get better at recognizing their people so that they can make the biggest difference on engagement? Then reach out to me at beyondthankyou.com. And when you're on the site there, sign up for my newsletter where I send out regular nudges and tips and tools to help making recognizing our people and connecting and having the conversations that matter most easier.